for him, nothing happened. Nothing happened. After suffering for many years, finally he came to Kennedy and narrated the story. He said, I've been around. I heard that you are anointed, so I just came to try. Kennedy told him, he says, I don't need to try because I know nothing would happen. Nothing would happen. When you knew Christ, when you came into the faith, God expected you to have grown in knowledge, to have grown in wisdom, to have matured in faith, so that it will not be necessary that people would have to minister healing to you anymore. And then Kenneth Hagin now taught him how to activate his faith for healing. And then that was when he was healed this time around. You are past that stage. It says, grow into maturity. Grow into maturity. Grow into the place in which you know how to work things. I don't know about you, but I'm always interested in how things work. I like to know how things work. It's a thing of confidence that I know that I can. Don't be ignorant. It says, verse 1. It says, now concerning spiritual gifts, it says, I will not have you ignorant. I will not have you ignorant. I will not have you ignorant. And so one of the things in which you find very early is that God does a lot of things to try and persuade you. If you're going to be established in anything, any of the spiritual gifts, anything in the kingdom, the first thing that he does is that he embarks on a ministry to persuade you. I said what? He begins to persuade you. He begins to persuade you. In other words, he begins to bring along your pathway facts to try and convince you of that pathway. The Bible says, with the heart man believeth, with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. But do you know what is the bedrock of your believing? It is persuasion. It is persuasion. Too many people are trying to believe God for the things they are not persuaded about. You know what persuaded is? You are fully convinced. You are convinced to the level in which every iota of doubt that contradicts that thing has been eliminated. That is a man that is persuaded. Until you are fully persuaded, there is an element of ignorance about you. It's not that God is not true. No, it is actually ignorance. When he led them out of Egypt, you know something beautiful about that story was they did not have to do anything. As a matter of fact, after the first time when Moses appeared and then he showed them the sign, he threw his stick down, it became a snake. They were excited. God had remembered us. And then Moses went to Pharaoh and says, let my God, the God of Israel says, let his people go. And Pharaoh said, who is that God? Who is that God? And then he multiplied their labors in Egypt. The Bible says the people were so angry with Moses. They said, look at what you've done. You made our situation worse. So they didn't bother listening to him